In this problem, we have two billiard balls, and they're of equal mass. So let's just call them m. And they're moving towards each other with 2 meters per second and 3.6 meters per second. So let's call this A and call this B. Usually, again, every time we solve an elastic collision problem, we have two equations, one for the conservation of momentum and one for the conservation of kinetic energy. Let's first write down the conservation of momentum. We soon discovered that since they are of the equal mass, MA, MB, MA, MB, these four terms will all be equal. They are all just equal to M. So what we can do is we can actually cancel them. And this becomes MA plus VB equals VA plus VB equals VA prime plus VB prime. We'll call this equation 1. So that is the conservation of momentum. For conservation of kinetic energy, we can write down kinetic energy before equals kinetic energy after, or we can use equation 7.7, which pretty much acts in place of the conservation of kinetic energy. And by observing these two equations, we find that amazing, we do not have any mass. We do not need to deal with mass. And what is better is that we have VA plus VB here and VA minus VB here. That means adding and subtracting these two equations will give us the answer. So if I add them up, I have 2 VA on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, VA prime and negative VA prime will cancel. But this one, because there is a minus sign, a parenthesis, this is actually plus VB. So I have 2 VB prime on the right. So that pretty much tells me VB prime equals VA. What if this is 1 plus 2? What if I subtract this? What if I have 1 minus 2? Then I have 2 VB on the left-hand side. And these two, since they are both plus, these two terms will cancel. But VA and minus VA prime, VA prime and minus VA prime, when you subtract them, you have 2 VA prime. So now we have VA prime equals VB. This is a very interesting result because if you look at this, what happens is that now B is moving at the speed. Now A was originally moving 2 meters per second. And A is moving at the speed that B was originally moving, meaning they pretty much exchanged their speeds. So we have VB prime equals VA equals 2 meters per second, and VA prime equals VB equals negative 3.6 because we defined this to be positive. So this is moving to the, let's say moving right, and this is moving left. So this sort of special exchange of speed happens every time you have a perfectly elastic collision between two objects of equal mass. Every time you have objects of equal mass, after the collision, you just switch their speeds. And that is an easy shortcut that you can use in the future.